All right, it's 5 o'clock. We'll call the City of Cumming November 21st Planning and Zoning meeting to order. Item number 2 on adoption of the agenda. We've got 2 changes on the agenda. 4A, Providence Group LLC rezoning number 2023156, and D, Inline Communities rezoning number 2023216 are both postponed to the 12/19 meeting. I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
One more change about, do you want to do that,
That we got-
the other one separate, or do
one
you want to do that first?
We have to come see, we'll have to actually,
Okay, yeah, that's
we'll
fine.
have to have a vote on.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
I have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a move, we adopt.
Second.
Motion seconded by vote. Adopt the agenda. I have a motion to approve the October 17th, 2023 minutes.
So move.
Second.
Move seconded by vote. 4A, old business. B, SD Realty LLC annexation number 2023161. Do I have a motion to open the public hearing?
Make a move, we open public hearing.
Second motion.
Motion seconded by vote. All right. Who wants to come up and tell us what we're going to do here? And we're going, right now, we're limited to 10 minutes for presentation and rebuttal. If we need to extend that later on, we'll talk about it. But right now, we're starting with a 10-minute because we don't want long drawn out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Chairman Webb, members of the commission, Director Morgan, I'm George Butler. I'm the applicant, but I'm representing the owner, which is SD Realty, and its principal, Mr. Ram, is here on the 4th row back there. This is his first major development, and so we've all been working through this together in conjunction with our neighbors. So we have a representative here, the president of the Park Shore subdivision, and he set up a meeting for us with the most immediately affected members, and we went through this, and my philosophy has always been, the neighbors are there first, we respect that. If they're not happy, we're not happy, and one of the biggest issues is just communication. People are afraid of what they don't know, pig in a poke, so my job was to say, this is what we want to do, this is what we're prepared to do, tell us what the concerns you have, and we'll put them down in black and white, nail the developer's feet to the floor so that there are not going to be any unpleasant surprises. So we think we've accomplished a lot of that, and so I'm not going to go through all the conditions which you've been provided, but let me highlight the nature of this retail development. First, we're only developing it, as shown on the site plan, to about a quarter of the density that would otherwise be allowable. It's 200,000 is the max, and we're right at 50,000. So we're not trying to cram everything in here. We've got, as you can see, we've got a total of 7 principal buildings. One of them, though, and I'm expecting some comment, one of them is a drive-through kind of kiosk, like a coffee shop. And there's one at West Shore called Iliano's, where I met one of the neighbors, and it's no indoor seating. There's some little outside seating, so it's primarily to go. If you have a problem with that, we're negotiable as to the size. We're showing it at 1,600, which may well be larger. I think that's larger than the Iliano's. There would also be the possibility that that could be combined with the restaurant and expand the size of the restaurant, to which would be more in keeping. The restaurant is currently shown at 4,000. The little drive-through at 1,600, so that's a total of 5,600. If we combined them, we might make the restaurant then more typical of these other principal buildings, which are 7,200 square feet, and that kind of looks like a Longhorns. And if we were at 7,200 square feet, that's what Longhorns is. So the one here on Marketplace is like 6,500. So this would get us into the Longhorn. So we just want to emphasize that we have flexibility. Now, one of the buildings that was shown worked with the neighbors, and they were concerned about noise. So we put in a specification that the design will have to have commercially standard sound deadening technology that will keep the sound from permeating the interior wall because it's going to share space with another retail, but more importantly, the exterior walls. They were still concerned, Park Shore, about the placement, which originally was here, and Park Shore is here, if you see the relative. So they wanted us to move it to this building 1. For various reasons, we are able to move it to 2, but not to 1. That still gets it roughly the same distance away from Park Shore. Plus, we put in this standard in new condition because they were concerned about parking lot noise. So we put in a standard, which may or may not have already been required, but we say that whenever any alcoholic events are held, we've got to have local law enforcement, off-duty, or private security whose primary responsibility will be to police the noise in the parking lot. Keep people from having amplified music, screaming, shouting, whatever. So I think that's, again, we're all dealing with something new, and we're just trying to say what does common sense, good neighborly, concern dictates, and so we've come up with that provision. We've also, for their benefit, we've also have a specification. They back up, so the development backs up to 8B, which is in the city. In fact, it's city all the way around. So this is almost like an island. Of course, part of this hearing is about annexation. So other than 190 feet here, which is land owned by the DOT, we are completely encircled already by the city of Cumming. And so, unfortunately, this DOT strip, which on the old aerials I had, was treed. In the interim, DOT or the city has cut those trees. I think a sewer line was put in. So we've agreed to put a fence along this whole 190 feet and extended another 30 feet north. And then on the outside of that fence, between us and the neighbors, to put in a special landscaping specification with green giant arborvitae that grow like topsy and have them 2 staggered rows, 10 feet apart, and then each plant on 12 foot on center. So basically you'll have one every 6 feet with the stagger. And we also agreed, if the city and the DOT will allow us to actually come inside the DOT strip, which is 100 feet wide, another 10 feet, and have another staggered row. So we have 3 staggered rows if we could get permission from the city and DOT to do that. And if we get that permission, we've agreed to extend it south of our border within the DOT strip for another 30 feet and also have 2 staggered rows. So that, we hope, will give Park Shore the protection that they deserve.
Mr. Butler, you got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, about
Save
yes,
that
3
for
minutes
rebuttal.
right now.
I mean, I understand what you're just telling. It's in conditional.
Great,
that we've
and great.
talked
And so
through today.
this was attached with condition. This is the fence that we're going to put inside
We've got it.
that buffer. And
I've got it.
it's a handsome composite material that looks like wood grain boards. And so again, we think that this is going to be a amenity for the neighborhood. The principal building that we have is going to be a grocery building. It's my understanding that Mr. Rom already has a tenant for this grocery, I'm sorry, here's the grocery building, 15,600 square feet. Already has a tenant. This is just right around the corner from the Park Shore and the neighbors on Mary Alice Park Road. So we think it's going to be an amenity for them, just like West Shore. And so if I would invite any questions. I met with some of the neighbors on Mary Alice Park Road as well as the Park Shore subdivision.
I'm gonna hold you up there, and I may ask you some questions.
Good. Thank you so
Let's try
much.
that. All right, thank you. Does anyone else would like to speak concerning the support of this or anything? And now, would anyone like to speak from the neighborhood or with any concerns or questions that you have for us? Come on up and just state your name.
State your name and your address, please.
Walter Brown, 1625 Siemens Wharf, Cumming, Georgia. I am directly behind this project. I'll cross the DOT right away. I'm the president of the HOA. We obviously don't want any of this because we've had these trees for 30 years, but we're not stupid. We know stuff's coming. Marketplace came through. We're also having an issue with Providence that I'll probably be seeing y'all on again because that's right up against us, y'all all know. If this group can do what they're saying they're offering to do, we're not going to make a big fuss about it.
Okay.
I mean, we know it's coming. We just want to be protected. We have beautiful backyards. We know we don't want to see buildings. We don't want to hear people after a wedding event yelling in the parking lot, that kind of thing. That's really all we're concerned about.
Okay. All right, I think we're trying to address that with these conditions. Thank you. All right, is there anyone else would like to speak? And I do have a few amendments to conditions, but we'll get to that just a little bit if we go further. All right, do I have, y'all, any questions from the board for anybody while we've got the public here today?
I mean, I have a few, yeah.
Okay.
So you had mentioned soundproofing. Are you referring to like a sound dampening insulation?
No, absolutely. Right. And one thing I will mention, because I'm interested in this, for the years, we've gone through various iterations of what kind of quality of lighting. So we've specified, because it's probably going to be LED, so we've done some research, and it's called a Kelvin color temperature, and we're going with the 3000, which is a soft, warm light, not a bright daylight, and we thought that that's more in keeping with the kind of the quality of the retail center, but also in consideration of the neighbors.
Okay, sure. And then you'd mentioned security, noise patrol. Is that going to be private security, or are you looking to?
Well, we could go either way. I'm sympathetic to wanting to have off-duty if they're available. I'm familiar with how that's done in Cherokee County with wedding venues, but I wasn't certain. But yeah, that would be our preference, would be with off-duty local law enforcement, and they'd be there for the entire time of any alcohol-fueled events. And again, their principal thing is going to be, of course, to maintain order, but to maintain quiet in the parking lot.
Is that so? You're prepared to do private security if they're not?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And that's in the condition.
It's spelled out in the last part of 17.
Yeah, 17.
That's something we added this morning. You may not have,
Okay,
or in the last
got it.
24 hours or so.
Thank you.
Anything yet, Ricky? You got any questions? Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a move to close.
Second.
Vote second, everybody vote. Carries. We have a staff report.
Yes, sir. The applicants made application on behalf of the property owner to annex 9.306 acres more or less and rezone from county lake residential to city highway business for the purpose of constructing a commercial development. There is existing highway business zoning directly adjacent to the north, and future land use indicates commercial throughout the area. Therefore, the requested rezoning is in conformance with the city's comprehensive plan. The county has stated they have no objection to the proposed annexation of the property. That's in your packet. So staff recommends approval of the requested annexation rezoning with the attached conditions as agreed to by both the applicant and the property owner. And Mr. Chairman, you said you had some changes or additions perhaps to several of the conditions.
All right. First of all, I want to thank the applicant with meeting with the neighbors and working and being flexible and changing some things as we went through this. We appreciate that. I got just a few little additions to the condition. Under condition number 4, where it says I mean, I understand we have a landscape plan that we have to do later, but you've got one here now. So at the end of where it says submitted landscaping plan, I want to add substantially similar to Exhibit D submitted here too. And we're going to add this landscape plan we have here as a condition. Like I said, it does substantially. I understand when we get to construction and we have a step to do it, but we're going to use this as a guideline. All right, let's see, what else did we have? Under condition 16A,
16, yep.
where we're talking about the drive-through, I understand what y'all are going for, but since we don't know what it is, we're going to add to 16A, any drive-through use to be approved by the city council. That way we'll know what's there instead of we're out here guessing. All right, we got the one in for the security, got the one in on the other. Is there anything else, Scott?
No, I think that was it.
Okay. I'll make a motion for annexation number 2023161, go forward to the council for approval with the zoning to this HB, Scott?
Highway business.
Highway business with the conditions and exhibits attached here too. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, everybody vote. Carries unanimous. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right. 4C, Agnes Slack LP rezone number 2023190. On that one, I'm going to make a motion that we table, instead of just postponing, we're going to table that to a future.
So we're
Somebody
going
comes
to
back.
lay it on the table.
Lay it on the
until we hear
table until
back
somebody
from
comes
the
back and asks us
applicant.
to bring this back up, because we just keep putting it off and we keep getting nothing.
And we don't have
So let's
anything from
just,
them. No.
let's put that one to bed for right now.
Yep.
So somebody wakes it up.
Object.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, everybody vote. Carries unanimous, thank you.
Thank you.
Any new business,
No, sir.
announcements?
Does everybody have a happy
Motion we
Thanksgiving? Does everybody have a happy
Oh, yeah,
Thanksgiving?
everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Motion we adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All right. Carries unanimous, thank y'all.
Thank you.